All right, Life Skills Vocabulary 5. It's an exciting day. This one's hard. All right, this one's really advanced. So buckle up, people. All right, number 1. Tuition reimbursement is only for workers who work full time. Tuition is money for school. Reimbursement means paying back. You pay the money and then they pay you back. And it's only for workers who work full time. So if you're a worker and you go to school, you pay the tuition and the company will pay you back. They'll reimburse you. Okay? Tuition reimbursement is only for workers who work full time. Number 2, type 1 diabetes has childhood onset and insulin dependence. Type 2 diabetes has onset at age 30 or above, and symptoms include fatigue, irritability, vomiting, drowsiness, blurred vision, tingling, and numbness in feet. That's a lot of vocabulary, my friends. All right, type 1 diabetes is childhood. When you're little, if you have diabetes, that's called type 1. And its onset, it comes and in childhood, and you have insulin dependence. You need shots. But type 2 diabetes has onset at age 30. It comes at age 30 or above, and symptoms include fatigue, that means tiredness, irritability, means in a bad mood, vomiting, throwing up, drowsiness, tiredness, blurred vision, you can't see clearly, tingling, means you have this weird feeling like bugs are crawling on you, tingling, and numbness in feet. You cannot feel your feet. Being numb is you cannot feel. Okay, number 3. When you sign a lease agreement, watch for indemnification. That is, the owner is not responsible for your damage, injury of you or others unless he does it. Okay, let's talk about that. When you sign a lease agreement, watch for indemnification. And that means, that is, the owner is not responsible for any damage or injury of you or anyone else in the house unless he does it. So you have to pay for it. If you're hurt there at his property, you have to pay for it. If someone else, he doesn't have homeowner's insurance on you. It's an indemnification. He's not responsible. Okay, subletting is when you rent an apartment and rent a room to another person. All right, do you sublet? Do you have a house and you're renting a house and then you rent a friend a room? That's subletting. You collect rent from someone who you're renting to, but you're renting. That's subletting. Subletting is when you rent an apartment and rent a room to another person. All right. Default is when you don't pay. If you default on your loan, you stop paying on your loan. It's called default. You can be evicted for this. The landlord can keep your things and take you to court. All right. If you default on your rent, he can keep all your stuff and take you to court and get his money. All right. Number 4. For your job, you need proof of a negative TB test, a physical, and a W-4 for the payroll department. And this is normal for any job. You need proof of a negative TB test. That's tuberculosis test. You can get those at your doctor's office. A physical, doctor's office. It's just a simple physical. How's your heart? How's your blood pressure? All that. And a W-4. That's a certain governmental form for taxes, and you get that from your payroll department. Number 5, urgent. Respond ASAP. Your auto parts have not arrived. All right, urgent, emergency. This is important. Respond as soon as possible. That's ASAP. Again, ASAP is as soon as possible. Your auto parts have not arrived. All right, number 6. If you take too much acetaminophen, Tylenol, that's the generic name for Tylenol, acetaminophen, It could cause liver damage. It is an anticoagulant. All right, it could cause liver damage. Liver is part of you. I don't know what the name is in your language, but it's liver in English. It's an anticoagulant. Tylenol is an anticoagulant. Means a, to coagulate means your blood gathers together to heal, but an anticoagulant means it makes your blood watery. Okay, number 7. Vote for Proposition 20 for prison reform. Proponents claim it will relieve overcrowding, but opponents say it will let criminals out too early. All right, so when we vote, we have people for, who are proponents, and against, opponents. For is proponents, against is opponents. So the proponents, the people for, claim it will relieve overcrowding in prisons. Too many people in prisons. It's too crowded in there. Get them out. So vote for Proposition 20 to get people out of prison. But opponents say, don't vote for that. It'll let criminals out too early. Okay. Number 8. If you have hard water, a water softener system will filter water, absorbing chemicals. Minerals are dissolved, removing suspended particles, which make water dingy. Woohoo, a lot of vocabulary on that one. Okay, if you have hard water. Hard water is just regular tap water that's not treated. Soft water is treated water that takes the chemicals out of your water. You can buy, it's called a reverse osmosis system. It's very expensive, but if you like really clean, clear water and you don't want to use a lot of soap, then soft water is for you. But hard water is regular tap water. Turn on the faucet, that's hard water. If you have hard water, a water softener system will filter water, clean it, absorbing chemicals, soaking in chemicals. Minerals are dissolved. Minerals like calcium, different minerals in your water are dissolved or made small, turned into liquid, basically. Removing suspended particles. Particles are little tiny uh, bits of chemicals. Okay, if you have a glass of water, and you see those little things floating around, you put it against the light and you see the particles floating around, they're suspended. Floating around means suspended. And it makes the water dingy or unclear. Dingy means unclear. So if you have hard water, which most of us do, a water softener system will filter water, absorbing chemicals. Minerals are dissolved, removing suspended particles, which make water dingy. It makes water unclear. All right. Did you hang in there for that one? That was hard. All right. Good luck.